This video is brought to you by ProBoxingSupplies.com, where you can receive 25% off your purchase now. And Fight Me, a fearless expression. What are you willing to fight for?
Gate was 195-250. Fight of the night was Lawrence and Kofa. The sub, latest Ultimate Fighter, Michael. We had 2 knockouts of the night tonight. We gave it to Lawrence and Kampmann. Both had knockout of the night. All those guys had $40,000, so congratulations. Okay, as Dana says, let's have the first question.
I'd like to start out with Martin, please. Obviously, congratulations on the win. Talk about what is it with you in these type of fights, man, that you go out there and get rocked and bloodied and hurt, I guess, before you come alive and are able to finish.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what the fucking stupid, but I got to work on. I just tell him I got to get ready to punch me a little bit in the back, more than he already is, you know. But Jake, he's a beast, you know, and he can definitely throw a punch. So that definitely woke me up.
And I guess the big discussion right now is the non-stoppage in the first round and then the stoppage in the second round. From your eyes, you know, why is it that you were able to fight on and that he wasn't able? You know, do you think it was legitimate, I guess, in both cases? And what do you think the difference was?
I don't know. I gotta have to watch it on tape again, you know, to give you a good answer on that. But on what was the stoppage or not. But I can tell you one thing, you know, you can never count me out. I don't want you to stop the fight. I'm always gonna be there fighting to the very end. So don't stop the fight if I'm the one that's hurt.
And I know before the fight you said you thought this should be a #1 contender fight. A lot of people were already saying, you know, Ellenberger and Johnny Hendricks. Is that a fight now that you want to take, or do you think, you know, are you going to wait and see what happens with Condit and GSP? Obviously, there's a lot of confusion there. What's your plan?
Of course, my goal is to fight for the title. That's where I want to go. And Johnny has got some great wins too. And if I have to fight him to get that shot, then that's what we'll do. But of course, I'd love to get the fight with Condit or GSP or the winner of that fight. You know, I'm going to have to take a little time off, heal up, and go back to Denmark for a little summer vacation. And I'm looking forward to that. But I definitely want to fight for the title. That's what I want.
Congratulations tonight, Mike. What an incredible run in journey you've been on this season. You talked about Iaquinta being in your head. Can you speak on that at all?
You know, I had a couple of rough sparring sessions with him this season. You know, he's a very tough guy, very well-rounded. You know, I saw no holes in his game. I thought this fight was going to go 3 rounds. I thought it was going to be a war. But, you know, unfortunately, things went in my favor. And, you know, it's just a tough season.
And Martin, you have a win over the current interim champion. 11 wins in the UFC, an incredible win streak, 3 great wins in a row. Did it ever cross your mind? Maybe, you know, I'm going to call you out, Carlos Condit. You can't just sit on the sidelines and not defend that.
I mean, I would love to fight Carlos, you know, but of course, you want to fight. He want to fight GSP. He want to unify those belts, and I don't blame him. You know, I can completely understand that, and if I was in his situation, I'd probably want to get that unification bout as well. But you know, it all depends on when GSP is going to be ready to fight again. You know, if GSP is going to be out for a long time, then I think he should defend it. But if GSP is ready at the end of the year, like most people are saying, then I can see why you would want to wait for that and get that unification bout.
And they said on the telecast, actually, they mentioned, well, John did, him and Johnny Hendricks. Is there anything that the promotion can say as far as you think that's the direction that they'll go with Martin and Johnny, or is that just something that Anik brought up on the broadcast?
I think it'll be officialized. We'll see what happens.
And then Martin, you kind of talked about that opening flurry from Jake in the first round. But do you remember much about it? How badly were you hurt? Can you recall?
I remember getting punched pretty good, but I could just look in the face and see that I did get hit too, you know. So, but I remember, you know, for most of the fight, you know, of course, I got hit a little bit more than I wanted to, and you know, I'm glad I came back in there and got the win. But you know, he was kind of stuck in my guard for a while, and I was able to get my composure back. And the second round, I felt good again.
And this is the 3rd time that you'll be in a situation where one more win, if it's what they do, is go with Johnny. This will be the third time that you've been in a situation where one more win would get you to the title shot. What's that like, kind of mentally approaching that situation where you've been so close before to a title shot, now you're kind of in that spot?
Well, a lot of people were saying this fight was one fight to a title shot as well, you know. So you can never really know for sure, you know. You don't know you have the title shot until the bout agreements are signed, you know. So I try not to look ahead, you know. I try to focus on the fight ahead of me, and tonight I was fighting Jake, and it's a really tough opponent that I have a lot of respect for. So, I couldn't look past him. Of course, I want to fight for the title. That's my goal, but you got to focus on the task at hand.
My question is for Jake. Do you feel at all that the time Martin had to recover in the first round was unfair advantage to you at all?
The time he had to recover?
Yeah, he had a lot of time there to recover. Mazzagatti wasn't really getting you guys up from the position against the cage.
Well, that's up to the ref's discretion. It's just the way it goes. But I had him hurt, and then I thought I had him, more hurt than he was. But he's tough, man. He battled back and stayed in there.
What were your overall thoughts on the stoppage of the fight?
I'm a little disappointed, but that's the way the ref. I felt like I could have kept fighting, or possibly give me a chance to recover. But you know what? It is what it is. It was Martin's night,
And one question for Michael: what do you plan to do with your bonus from the fight?
Put it in the bank and don't touch it, because I can get kind of crazy sometimes.
I have a question for Martin. Martin, first of all, is your nose broken?
I don't think it's broken, but I do have a pretty nice cut right here. So, Dr. Shu, we're gonna take good care of me. He's taken good care of me before, so I'm confident he's gonna do a great job again.
What do you think it was in your training that allowed you to push past getting hurt in that first round? I mean, it was very close to being stopped.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, well, we work hard every day at Extreme Tour. I got a great group of training partners. Most of the guys in my corner today: Ray Seffel, Kyle Griffin, Mike Powell, Jay Ron, and we help each other out. We push each other to the limit, and that's what gets us ready to fight.
Jake, Martin has obviously a great submission game as well as power in his hands. But how close were you to how close was the guillotine in the first round?
Well, I know he's dangerous on the ground. I just kept trying to hand fight, work out of that. I don't know, I'll have to go back and watch it, but I kept fighting hands, try to keep my head up, head position, but like I said, I hadn't hurt. I was going for the finish, that's all I can do.
It looked like your knee kind of buckled there, Jake, before the stoppage happened. Was there any truth to that?
I'll have to go back and watch it, to be honest. He did hit me with a good one. He rocked me a little bit and just trying to keep my balance. But he's in this position for a reason. He's a tough guy. He's up there. I got a lot of respect for him.
So your knee feels fine?
Yeah, he's fine. He feels fine.
And Michael, talk about the storybook ending that you have here, and the surreal story that you could probably make a movie out of here.
It's pretty self-explanatory, man. For everybody that watched the season, they knew what I was going through, and just every day I just had to pull myself up, keep pushing forward, keep training, just keep fighting tough fights. I know I'm not the most technical guy, but just like Martin, man, you can't count me out in a fight. I'll stay in there and I'll find a way to win.
Were you surprised he pushed you against the cage like he did and didn't try to stay more in the center of the octagon?
Honestly, Al's a well-rounded guy. I was just ready to just move and react. I kind of had a feeling he was going to take me down at some point, but I'll have to go back and look at the fight. I don't really remember too much of it, but it was I'm pleased with the outcome.
Mike, could you please just talk about your emotions a little bit? Tonight, after you won the fight, you took kind of like one lap around the cage, almost like you were in shock. It was like this real calm emotion, and then you celebrated really loudly. And right now, man, we've seen a lot of tough winners sit up there that are a little bit more jubilant than you are right now. You seem a little more calm and reserved. So can you talk about, I guess, kind of what you're feeling and what your emotions have been like since the victory?
It feels great. It took me a minute to kind of to take it in. that little lap around the cage, it was just kind of, it was very surreal. And now that the show's over, and fortunately I came out the winner, now I'm focused on going to the UFC, and that's my next goal. Is I want to become a contender. Just like Martin and Jake, I want to jump in line. And so now that I got the glass, I'm on to my next goal, and that's start winning fights in the UFC. That's why I'm a little more serious right now.
When do you think we might see that? I mean, it seems like this is the type of experience that you might need to decompress from a little bit. What's your plans? Do you feel like taking some time off or getting back quickly? What's the idea?
I'm definitely going to take a little bit of time off. I can tell my body needs a little break. I wouldn't say no to fighting on the Nottingham card with Andy Ogle if the opportunity arose, but that's up to the UFC, that's up to Joe Silva, but just wait and see what happens. Take a little break for now, but I know I'll get the itch to go fight.
And now, if I could talk to you about how you're feeling tonight, obviously I'm sure you're disappointed with the loss, but can you talk about maybe what went wrong in your mind and kind of how you're feeling right now?
Everyone in this competition was real tough. Everyone, I think this is one of the best seasons of the Ultimate Fighter as far as cast goes. There's no one in there that could have been taken lightly, and one mistake can lose you a fight. And that's what happened to me tonight. I made a mistake against Mike Chiesa, who's a very tough guy and finds a way to win, and he did that tonight. I mean, my hat's off to the guy. He's been through hell, through that whole house, and he's just, I don't even know what to say. I'm happy for him.
And this was a new experience for everybody involved, this new live format where you guys roll right into the finale. You end up fighting 3 times in 3 weeks. I mean, obviously you guys all went through a lot, but is that just too much on the body to have, those kind of rigors to 3 weeks in a row?
This is what we signed up for. So whether it's, they did that in one night in the early UFCs and they didn't complain, so I got nothing to complain about.
Al, would you have done anything different? Obviously, if this were to go, are you, stayed in the center of the octagon is the main thing. Twice you put him against the cage and ended up on your back.
If I could do things differently, yeah, I would have done a lot of things differently. But that's the way it goes, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, what was the game plan going in?
The game plan was to push the pace, push pressure the whole time. That's my game plan. I feel confident everywhere. Giving up your back and kind of panicking to get that choke off is, not the game plan. So, what are you gonna do?
And Martin, getting hit like this a little bit, does that make it a little sweeter? Does it hurt more? I mean, obviously it hurts more, I guess, but how is that? Is it a little more sweet to come from behind like you do?
I would definitely prefer to get hit less. I'm gonna get in trouble with the wife when I come home like this. But not getting hit is definitely preferable.
Mike, if you could comment as well on what John asked Al, with fighting so close together, and not only that, but also, did you have enough time to prepare for, obviously you coming out with a win, but did you have enough time to prepare for an opponent like Al? Do you think that you needed more time in between? Would it help your body, or what's your thoughts?
As far as fighting, Al fought 3 fights in 3 weeks. I fought 3 fights in 4 weeks. He hit the nail on the head. The guys that first struck dirt in the sport would fight 3-4 times in a night. We all knew we were signing ourselves up for, and that's just the price you got to pay to push on. As far as only having a week to prepare for Al, you just got to trust in your skills. You got to trust in what you're good at, and just maintain your body. Al was a little beat up, I was a little beat up, so you just want to rest your body and just maintain your cardio and just ultimately be ready for a tough fight. Not much you can do in a week as far as improving your performance and coming up with game plans.
Sure. And the last question for you, do you feel like that this is set in for you, this entire process is set in? I noticed your family was very emotional in the cage. You seemed a little emotional, but still very stoic like you are right now. Has this set in for you exactly what's going on in your life in the last three months?
Yeah, it definitely has set in, but like I said, I'm already ready. I'm already got my next line of goals set. I'm very happy that I won the show. It's definitely surreal. It's a culmination of a lot of hard work, but within a matter of a half an hour, I already got my next line of goals set up. I'm ready to go to the UFC.
Godspeed and party on.